What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we're going to talk about YOYO. And the reason why we're going to talk about YOYO is because there is a rumor going on that she's going to become farmable very soon, probably on the next patch. So we are going to check out her stats and her abilities and see if it's worth investing on her, or if she has completely fallen behind according to the meta for arena, raids, dark dimension and so on. So if you like the information on this video, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. Okay, so with all that said, let's jump into msf.gg and take a look at her stats. Okay, so taking a look at YOYO traits, she's Hero, Global, Bio, Protector, Shield and Inhumans. So from the traits we can already tell if she has some relevance to some metas or not. Right now the Shield team is very strong. We have the Shield 3.0 and you could use YOYO there, and she is Inhuman. So right now the Inhumans have fallen behind a little bit, but we know that in the future more Inhumans will come, and that will give her relevance once again. In terms of her being global and bio, this is not something good, actually something bad. Bio, she shares gear with the symbiotes, and you want to focus at least on 3 symbiotes to use for Dark Dimension 3 and Dark Dimension 4. And for global, you usually use Ghost or Emma Frost or Mr. Sinister. And even that none of those characters are bio, the fact that you are interfering with the bio gear from the symbiotes, it's going to be a problem, and you end up not using her because you have a Ghost doing the same effect. So just from the traits alone, we can see that she has a hard time fitting into some metas, especially when it comes to Dark Dimension 3. Now, in terms of her stats, she's still one of the fastest characters in the game at 140 speed. And in terms of the HP is not in pair with the characters newly released. They are around 400k or at least 350k HP, and she's at 260k. But you have to remember that you want to use her together with a Black Bolt, and Black Bolt gives her 50% more HP. If you don't use her with the Black Bolt, and if you use her with Agent Coulson, he gives all the shield allies 40% max HP, so that's pretty decent. If you use both of them, you can imagine again that you get 90%, which makes YOYO massive, really hard to kill based on her abilities. In terms of the other stats, the damage is not very relevant, the armor is okay, and the focus is okay as well. And it's going to be important that she has a nice amount of focus, so if you are able to get her to level 5 skirmisher, that's going to be the best use for her, as she also does funny tricks when a Black Bolt is around based on the skirmisher striker interaction. Looking at her abilities, we can see that her basic calls the Black Bolt for an assist, which will result in clearing positive effects from the enemies. Then the special attacks multiple targets. For this reason, some people like to use the Raider on YOYO, but I think it's too much of a gamble, and this ability is usually not a priority unless Black Bolt is not around. And the ultimate gives energy to all Inhumans and does damage to all enemies, which is great to remove dodges and counters from the enemies. Her passive is where she shines, and it's just amazing. She gains focus based on how many non-shield minion allies there is and Inhumans allies. So even if you don't max out the level 5 skirmisher isolate, she will still have a focus increase. It's not much, but most of the times is enough. And if she's the only protector on the field from your side, she'll apply offense down to the enemies whenever they have a turn, and they cannot dodge this effect. And on turn she can apply evade to Inhumans and shield allies. This is so massive. So many times I have gotten dodge on Nick Fury, and then Nick Fury spreads it to everyone, and it's just a massive ability. And whenever ally goes below 50%, They also get defense up. So in terms of her kit, she is massive. In terms of her stats, she's still on par with the current characters, the characters that have been newly released. And in terms of utility, right away she might not look like she has a lot of benefits, and this comes because of the Doom raids. On the Doom raids you need to use bio characters, skill characters, tech characters, mutants, and mystic characters. And because of this, once again, the symbiotes are going to be the priority. But if you know, and this is part of the rumor, if YOYO is going to be farmable, and the place where she's going to be farmable is on the raid store, then the character that is going to the premium orbs is Anti-Venom. So because of that, if you are a new player, you might not be able to obtain Anti-Venom, and you might change your priorities after in order to give less use to the symbiotes and give more use to the Inhumans. So that's pretty much it. Let's take a look at the teams where I use her, and if she's still relevant on Blitz, Arena, and so on. Okay, so back into the game, and just to mention it once again, supposedly YOYO is going to the raid store, and they are really increasing the value of the raid credits. You have to buy all the orange gear you can get, at least the basic catalyst and so on, and then you have Baron Zemo and Cyclops, and now YOYO being part of the raid store, which is okay, the way to get the credits, but still it's not that easily obtainable, or you spend it very fast as well. And like I said, supposedly the Anti-Venom is going to be part of the premium orbs. And now, is YOYO still part of the meta? In terms of Blitz, I use her every day on Blitz, of course. She is still part of one of the best teams in the game, the Inhumans. In terms of Arena, I also still use her on Arena. Sometimes on offense, sometimes on defense, sometimes in one team, sometimes on other team, depends of the enemies we face. She might lose her value, for example, if you are facing Dr. Octopus. But if that's not the case, then she's still very good. In terms of raids, right now I use her sometimes on the alpha raids and on the beta raids. On the gamma raids you cannot use her, unfortunately, and on the Doom raids she doesn't have so much use because now the priority is the symbiotes. But like I said before, if this is true and Anti-Venom becomes part of the premium orbs, there might be a huge shift in the bio characters, and she might have her value increase once again because so many people are using Black Bolt on Alliance Wars and on Arena. So having her best partner together once again could be a good investment for the future. And in terms of RTA, I use her sometimes, not so often, because she is so high geared, so she'll face many Dr. Octopus, so there is not a good option. Like I mentioned before, in Dark Dimension she's not great as well because her slot is taken by Ghost, which is a tech character, and she doesn't share gear with a Crystal Black Bolt and symbiotes. And what's left? Alliance Wars. In terms of Alliance Wars, right now she's part of one of the good teams for defense, but she's also part of a good team for offense. So there is a split on where to use her. Right now I'm using her on defense, and now I'm going to show you the teams where I use her. And based on the teams where I use her, you can see that she still has a lot of value. It's just not in the raids and not on Dark Dimension, but everywhere else she still has a lot of value. So first, this is the team I use for Arena offense, and this team is very, very strong, destroys Black Order very, very easily, and destroys other teams as well, as long as you know the priority of which targets to attack. We can talk about more about that in the future if you guys want. Then we have one of the defensive teams that is very common right now, Silver Surfer, Coulson, and the Inhumans. This team is quite strong and quite hard to deal with, once again, especially because YOYO gets 90% HP increase, Then we have the typical Inhumans. I use this team for Blitz and they always win. And then I have my version of the Inhumans team for defense with Miss Marvel and with Squirrel Girl. And like this, Miss Marvel has huge amount of HP, and whenever she goes down, she gets defense up not only from YOYO and Crystal, but also from Squirrel Girl, making her very hard tank. And this team is very impressive, to be honest. And so yeah, there are a few places where you can use her: Alliance Wars defense, Alliance Wars offense, arena defense, arena offense, blitz, some raids. And once again, I think her value will increase as soon as we have more Inhumans in the game and she goes back into the meta. She doesn't require too many investments in terms of T4s. You should do the basic and you should do the passive, but it's not like it's 100% necessary, it's just decent enough. And in terms of ISO 8, you also don't have to go all the way to level 5 based on her passive. It's still good, but it's not necessary. The only major problem is really the fact that she requires 4 sets of mini uniques of the bio gear, but once again, if the meta changes for something else other than symbiotes, then it will be fine. So that's going to be the video, guys. Everything about YOYO, if she's still relevant to the meta or not, if you should still invest in her or not. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button like a boss. If you found information on this video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.